Hello and welcome, and it's finally time to look at Pierre DuChene Napoleon French Brandy. Alright, I bought this at Trader Joe's on Louisiana Highway 427, Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Napoleon Brandy V.S.O.P, very smooth old pale, 40% alcohol in this 750 milliliter bottle. Imported by International Import-Export of Los Angeles, California. Couldn't find out a thing about that company. It's produced and bottled in France. DuChene and Company, Bordeaux, France. Who is it? I don't know. I noticed a lot of things seem to be coming out of Bordeaux. A lot of brandies, French brandies. This was not like exceptionally cheap at Trader Joe's. It was $10.99 for this bottle. I mean, you can buy E&J and Christian Brothers, and I hear a storm out to the east there. You can buy all that for sometimes $9.99 at Walmart for the same size bottle. I noticed they don't translate it so well, though. It says Produit de France, but then it's got it in English, Produce of France. It says it on the side, Produce of France, not Product of France. I noticed that on another French brandy we'll look at later, a cognac. They say Produce of France. Okay. Jimmy Bedford, Jack Daniel's Distillery, Master Distiller, 1988 to present. Alright, a whiskey glass, but it'll work. In fact, all the brandies I've got coming up are Produce of France. Produit de France. But those are cognacs. We'll get to those later. Alright, I don't know how this is going to be. The one I had from France earlier, the Fleur de Lis Napoleon, that was a really fabulous one. It was like $12.99 for this big 1.5 liter bottle, I think it was, and it had the black pepper flavor. It was really good. Okay, well, it's got some alcohol legs on it. Now the one from the VSO, the Fleur de Lis Napoleon was lighter than this. It was more golden. This is more chestnut, more copper. Wish we would get some rain. It's been so dry and hot. Alright, well, looks pretty good. I've had some mixed results from Trader Joe's, and I'm afraid the results have been more negative than positive when I'm thinking back on it. At best, it's probably a tie. Come to find out, Trader Joe's has been owned by Aldi since 1979. Ooh, that's mentholated in the nose. That rubbing alcohol hits you. Whew, clears your sinuses. Help you breathe. Nothing off in the aroma, I gotta say that. Just smells like 80 proof spirits. It's nice. It's a little maybe pepperiness, something. There's dragonflies everywhere. These orange dragonflies. Then those are the big ones. Then we'll see the blue ones and the green ones. People around here call them mosquito hawks. Not dragonflies, mosquito hawks. Okay, the flavor. Like to drink them all neat, not have any variables. I mean, if I didn't want any variables, I'd have them all at the same glass, right? At the same exact exact temperature. But I'm not going to do this one with a cherry in it and this one, you know, with whatever. And then say, well, I mixed that one. I made a Brandy Alexander. You know, I just want to taste them solo. Does have a better aroma and flavor than the Albertsons brandy, which I bought at, not surprisingly, Albertsons. And that was $5.99 for that 1 liter bottle. $5.99. Wasn't horrible. I was thinking, oh, this thing is going to be terrible. And my daughter was like, no, I buy store brand gin all the time. I said, it's not bad? No. So, but this has like a little cleaner, or if you want to say drier flavor. The Albertsons is a little too vanilla and a little too nutty, like the nut oil, like pecan oil or something. I don't know. But that one's from Louisville, Kentucky. This one is from Bordeaux, France. République Française. The gentle warmth, you can feel it going down the gullet. It's smooth. Now, you know, if you study this stuff carefully, like you get on the U.S. government website, it's Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, but they route you to this new brewery, new bureau within that bureau and or agency, and I can't ever remember the name. It was like TTP or something, but they got a really extensive, you want to call it an educational section, and they're saying, well, we recommend that, and they name so many different types of liquor. There's only a handful of liquors that they require, but the rest, they say, we recommend these spirit producers to say if it's got caramel color added. But they don't require it. It's not a requirement. They just require it to say what the alcohol level is, the proof. And in America, if they use even if they use natural flavors, they don't have to say it. They just suggest it. They have to say it. They have to tell you if they're using anything other than grapes. That's what it was. They were saying, well, if it's pure grape brandy, then you know they can just say it's brandy. And then if it's made with like the really cheap ones, which I've never seen around here, but they got some really bad under the bridge downtown brandies, you know. They'll say with grain neutral spirits and all that. They have to list that, okay? If they're using that kind of stuff. I've never tried those, and I don't think I'm going to try those. I haven't tried Four Loko, okay, in the world of beer, all right? I don't need that in my life. The V.S.O.P, and the XO, your three main grades, they generally are like 2-year, 5-year, or 6-year, and they changed it. They just changed it in 2016. Now the XO has to be aged at least 10 years. It used to be 6. But I don't believe that's a law. From what I can remember, it was a convention. It was sort of like a mutual agreement among all the producers of brandy. Their association just said, okay, starting in 2016, we're going to say it's aged 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, something like that. But there is some requirement, though. They can't lie, you know, like say, well, it's a V.S.O.P. when it's really a V.S. There's some thing about that. The ones from France, from what I can understand, the brandy and the cognac, and that other one that's called Aramac or whatever, those, they have the grades, right? Like the VS, the VSOP, and then they have Napoleon, which is kind of like our XO. But they said in France, it's really not in like one of the most highly regulated countries in the world, right? But that's not really a requirement there. It's just something they put on the labels for over here. So it really might not mean anything coming from France. So I don't know. It's a little complicated, a little dodgy, like they might say in England. Wander prio with the sure suit of the ruta marcha persu to the ruta and bother revenus which lacora which engendre which all right, never mind. All right. Which ver to engendre to the floor. All right. Hey, you know what? For $10.99, this is not bad. It's not bad. I'm not gonna have a problem sipping through this. Yeah, it'll take a month. Okay, well, 3 weeks. But it's not bad. You could cook with this. I think this, if you were frying eggs, you could pour a little bit in there with some black pepper and that hot sauce and some naturally diced onions. What do you expect? And of course sausage. But it would add, yeah, you could do that. So, all right, it's okay. If you go to Trader Joe's, this is one of their winners. They got a lot of losers, but this is one of their winners. That cream sherry, that was a loser. That was like the worst cream sherry I've had so far. It wasn't horrible, but it was $4.99 and it tasted about $1 too expensive. Okay, it should have been $3.99. This is all right. Yeah, it's worth the price. Okay, it's worth the price. All right, so nice looking bottle, green bottle with the gold and black label. Reminds me of the New Orleans Saints or the Purdue Boilermakers. All right, so if you see it, buy it and try it. You just might like it. Come on, you can make it. You can make it. You can make it. And that's it.